Hi, this is Elliot from Magoosh, and in this video, we're going to talk about motivation, okay? Specifically focusing on how to stay motivated if you are now having to work and study at home. Many of us are these days because of coronavirus and COVID-19, and a lot of our students are writing in saying that motivation is a big problem right now, okay? So we're going to talk about 10 tips to keep your motivation level high if you have to work and study at home these days. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Tip 1, build transitions into and out of work. All right, so the idea here is that on a normal workday, you probably have some transition time in between, when you eat breakfast and when you start working, or when you finish working and you get back home and do whatever it is you do for leisure, or you're spending time with your family, whatever those things are. We don't usually just start work and finish work and then jump right into those things. There's a transition time. But when we're working from home, this is often something that gets forgotten, okay? And people leave that out of their schedule, okay? So the idea here is that you want to build in some things to get your mind ready to work in the morning and to put your work away at the end of the day and transition into other things, all right? So it doesn't have to be a big thing. Maybe you do a little bit of reading in the morning or take a walk before you start working. Maybe you do the same thing when you're finished with work at the end of the day, okay? Whatever it is, find some ways to build in time, build in some type of buffer or transition period in between when you start and finish work. All right, number 2, know your weaknesses when working from home. This is going to be different for everybody. I know I have my own here, all right? So what are the things that distract you most? And can you find ways to limit those distractions, all right? So for me, I find it easy to get my attention pulled over to the news and following the latest developments that are going on. And so I need to find ways to sort of limit that. And my strategy for that is to build sort of news time into the day. I read my news over the lunch hour instead of letting it creep into the time when I'm supposed to work in the morning and the afternoon. Okay, whatever it is that is impacting you and distracting you around the house, see if you can limit those things as much as possible. All right. Keeping a list can be very motivating. So tip number 3 is to keep a list. Keep a daily list of things you'd like to do and check them off as you go. That act of checking off work, checking off tasks can be very motivational for people. And it also helps you to stay organized and prevent that feeling that, you're just not getting the things done that you need to get done. If you've got a list in front of you, you can think about how you want to prioritize your time. And then again, once you check those things off, it's a great feeling and it can be very motivational for people. So keep a list of things that you want to get done and check them off as you go. All right, tip number 4, stay connected to others, okay? Especially if you are a person who gets a lot of energy from socializing, you're an extrovert, okay? Staying connected to others can be really important, can keep your spirits high and can keep you motivated, okay? So build some time into the day. Again, maybe this is something that you do over your lunch hour or at the end of the day, right? You schedule some time to meet with people you work with, people from class, others, friends, maybe some friends you haven't seen for a long time, or family members. Build those things into your day because especially if you are a person who gets energy from them, they can keep your motivation level high and your spirits high when you're spending so much time at home these days. Number 5, create a workspace in your home. Now I created a separate YouTube video for this and you can check that out. We'll put a link to that in the description down below. But it can be really helpful to create a place where you're going to do your work that's optimized for you, right? You've got all your things there that you need to do your work effectively and that you can keep those distractions away as much as possible, right? And it's a separate place, a place where in your home you're focusing on work and then you can leave it behind when your work is done and use the rest of your house for leisure activities or whatever you're doing, okay? So create a workspace. Again, check out the other video we have. That link down below gives a bunch of tips on how to create a good workspace. All right, tip number 6, set an alarm in the morning. So try to keep your sleeping patterns as regular as possible. That can be a really helpful thing to keep your energy level high, right? Because if you let yourself sleep late into the morning, then you're going to be staying up later and later at night, and that definitely can drag you down during the day when you're supposed to be as productive as you can. All right, so keep a routine. Remember in tip number 1, we talked about transitioning into work. Well, that takes time to do. So you can't just hop out of bed at 9 and just start working immediately. You want to have some type of routine in the morning. Okay, you no longer have to commute anymore probably, and maybe there are other things you used to do in the morning, like exercise or other things that maybe you're not doing now. But do get up at a reasonable time in the morning and allow yourself some time before you jump right into work. And set an alarm to do that, right? Get up at a reasonable time to make sure you're not just drifting into later and later mornings. All right, tip number 7, don't work or study in bed. Okay, so it can be really hard to work in a productive way when you're in such a comfortable place like your bed or in the really comfortable chair that's in your living room or wherever that is. You want to be comfortable when you're working, but not too comfortable, right? So move your workspace away from the bed. Okay, this has another effect also. If you are working in bed, that might disrupt your sleep, your ability to sleep in bed. You want your bedroom, your bed, to be a place where you can relax, okay? And you can get away from work and the things that might be causing you some stress, okay? So separate those things. Stay motivated by having a different place, a separate place where you do your studying or your work. All right, tip number 8, exercise. Keep your body moving, okay? Get out and get a walk, do some running, do whatever it is you like to do to get a little bit of exercise in on a daily basis, or at least some regular basis. Keeping your body healthy and getting out and doing some exercise has a wonderful impact on motivation, on energy level, okay? And it can be one of those things that gets your mind away from the things you might be worried or stressed about at work or with your studies, whatever it is. So building some time into your regular schedule to exercise can be extremely helpful. Tip number 9, create a reward system for yourself. So earlier we talked about keeping a checklist of those things you want to get accomplished, all right? So when you do accomplish those things, give yourself some reward, whatever that is that's going to keep you coming back, right? So whether it's getting that extra piece of chocolate or allowing yourself to watch an extra 30 minutes of TV or whatever it is that's going to keep you motivated, give yourself some rewards. Don't forget to treat yourself well and reward yourself for getting things done that you wanted to get accomplished. All right, and the last tip here, carve out some time to learn and grow. Okay, so this tip may apply more to some people over others, depending on how much time you have these days and how coronavirus and working from home has impacted you. But if you've got any time to work on skills that you find interesting, learning an instrument or learning some new songs on the instrument you already play. Maybe you want to do some writing. Maybe you want to pick up a new book and do some reading, okay? Doing some things for yourself to help yourself learn, to help yourself grow, can help you to feel really good about yourself and can also be motivating, right? That can be one of those rewards that you set up for yourself, right? If you do some of the work that you had planned to do, you can reward yourself by spending some time on some other thing that you really, really enjoy. So focus on yourself and give yourself some time to learn, to do new things, to try out new things during this time when so many other things have been disrupted. All right, so those are our 10 tips on staying motivated while working, studying from home. We've got some more resources down below for you to check out about IELTS and about COVID-19, so check those out. And if you like this video, go ahead and check out these other videos over here. We've got lots of other stuff on our IELTS YouTube channel for you to check out related to IELTS exam. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video.